What is up, you bunch of DeFi legends? So today I'm going to be running you through a passive income masterclass where I can show you how you can potentially escape the 9-to-5 rat race trap with DeFi. Now, none of this is going to be financial advice, it's just what I'm doing to earn daily yield. So without further ado, we're going to get stuck in, but first and foremost, you know the drill. If you're watching this, enjoying it, but haven't yet subscribed, please super flex that subscribe button, leave me some love in the comments, and rest assured, I will love you long time if you do. So we're going to start off here with Blue Protocol. This thing's been on an absolute tear recently. Got sort of a $9 gBLUE right now, and it's earning 0.9% per day daily. Now you would think that's amazing, you know, but it doesn't stop there. Because of the recent utilities that have been added to this token, the team are going to gradually drop this down to 0.6% per day, which is still incredible, over the next 3 months, and it will all make sense when I show you in just a moment. So that's going to hugely reduce the inflation of the token, because now we can pair up our gBLUE with wrap teeth and stake it over on Aborean and earn some really nice daily yield. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So on this website here, you can do pretty much everything. You can buy gBLUE here on either BNB or Abstract. So when you go to buy, you can see here that it will show you where the cheapest place to buy is. So right now it's way cheaper to buy on Abstract. So I would just use something like relay.link. I'll leave the link to that in the description. It's just a bridge where you can bridge from BNB to Abstract and just use some ETH on Abstract to buy gBLUE. And you can obviously just hold it if you want to, but the real magic, in my opinion, happens is when you LP zap that into the wrap teeth LP. So you can do it all on this website if you want to. You could come down here, select the Ethereum that you want to use, and that will split it up in between gBLUE and wrap teeth over on Aborean. So if I come over to Aborean right now, it's all going to make more sense. Now, this is one of my accounts that I recently took some of the LP out and put into Depth Sol when that came out. Well, I'm going to go through that in a minute as well. At the moment, that was the right decision to make. So what I'm doing is I'm using some of the Depth rewards to rebuild this back up. So I think I spent around $1,500 from this account to basically put into Depth. So it's all going to make sense real soon. So as you can see on this account, I claimed around midnight last night. That's a couple of dollars. On my larger account, I believe it's around sort of another $10 today already. So that's sort of $12, $13 just from Aborean. This is just from staking, so I'm earning that in ABX tokens. So I can claim these whenever I want. So you can see here, wrap teeth, gBLUE, it's all in range, stays in range, and I've got a 0.5% share of the pool, even on this small account. So what I tend to do with the ABX rewards is I lock some of it up to increase my voting powers each week, which happens every Thursday, I believe. So I can get even further rewards by basically voting for the wrap teeth gBLUE pool. And I can take some profits from this. I can reinvest some back into ETH. That's what I do quite a lot. It's just keep on building my positions whilst taking a little bit of profit off the top. So the Blue Protocol ecosystem is building incredibly well, and it's really paying out nicely. So I've got 2 accounts, one larger, this is the smaller one, and it's playing out beautifully. So I've kind of done some separate videos on how to use Aborean with gBLUE, so I'll leave the links to those videos if you want to check them out. This is just a quick overview of what I'm doing kind of on a daily basis to earn some really nice yields. So again, zero Ponzonomics here. This is all basically yield farming, and it's paying out beautifully. You can take out your capital whenever you want. Nothing is locked. You can just take it out whenever you like, and that's how I like the majority of my portfolio to be. Now, talking of something that has zero Ponzonomics and is yield farming based, we've got the wonderful SuiDex. So if we go over to the farm right now, there are some great opportunities for yield on Sui. So if we just go to farm here, we can look at some of the positions that are available. So we've got things like Sui Victory, and we've got even Bitcoin Victory there as well. We've got obviously things like Tree Token. So Peter the Arborist has got his own token, Tree. That's got some great stuff coming out with the NF trees real soon. So I'll do a separate video on that. But you've even got stablecoin pools here on Sui with USDT and USDC earning 23% APR in Victory token. Incredible. And like I said before, you've got the Sui tree pool there, which I'm in. And if we go right down to the bottom, sorry, my computer's a little slow today. They've even got like single asset pools where you can just put your stable coins, or you can just put your Sui. I mean, like the Sui only pool is earning like 66% APR. The Bitcoin, the wrapped Bitcoin pool is earning 51% APR. I'm in this one as well on a different account. So, you know, you've got basically deposit fees and withdrawal fees at the moment, but the withdrawal fee will eventually come to an end, you know, once these pools come to an end. So I'm taking full advantage of the single pools at the moment, but some of the other pools, such as the Victory pools and the Sui Trump pools, it's only 1% in, 1% out, and it's earning some really, really nice daily yields. So I've got a couple of accounts basically earning 24/7 in Sui Farms. So big shout out to Richie. It was good to actually have a real life catch up with him on the live stream on Tuesday, or was it Wednesday? I can't remember what day it was last week, but you guys might have seen it. So it was great to chat to him in real life, and he's doing a great job. Him and the team are doing an amazing job with Sui Farm. It's really, really super secure, and they sort of take security very, very seriously. And there's also a few other things going on at the moment with raffles and stuff like that. So again, I might save that for another video because I don't want to spend too long on each one. So if we go to the next one, we got Bernard Bonds from another fully doxed team doing incredible things for DeFi. This is the easy button yield farming. So basically I'm using Ethereum on base just to buy these Bernard Bonds, and it really is a thing of absolute beauty. It's so simple. You can see here, if I scroll down, my computer's been sandbagging me lately, so if I connect my wallet it's going to really slow everything down, but you can see the APR is currently 44%. This is at a very low level for Bernard Bonds. So basically it's all linked up with the DexFi vaults. So this is AJ Brockman and the team. They've been around in DeFi, I think, since 2021. So this thing is pretty battle tested. Bernard Bonds has been paying out since June 2025. And you can see here the current value of the funds is 2.5 million or over that. And this is what they're making from that fund every single day. So it's $1,631. Now, obviously, I'm not making that. I'm making around $5 a day in USDC, but I'm also retaining my exposure to Ethereum. So what I basically did was I bought about 70 bonds. This for me is a super low price, so I'm continuing to buy bonds with the USDC that I'm earning. So I'm putting it back into ETH with this one. So all it is, basically, you come here with your ETH on base chain, you select how many bonds you want to buy, you mint them, it stakes them, and basically you're earning real yield from the DexFi vaults. So it's completely transparent. There's absolutely no hiding. Not a single penny can hide on here. You can come in here and have a look at exactly what they're farming and what the yield farming positions are on DBank. Every single dollar is accounted for. You know, it's about as transparent as you can possibly get. And as I said before, the yield will fluctuate depending on volume, and that's exactly what a non-Ponzi protocol will do. You can't guarantee anyone a daily yield because you don't know what the market's going to do from day to day. So anything that's guaranteeing you a daily yield is probably a Ponzi scheme. This absolutely isn't. There's no referral link for this. You can see they've got 2.1 million on base. They've got 130,000 on Ethereum. They've got 67,000 on Arbitrum, 55k on BNB chain, and so forth. And you can check all the wallets that they're all doxed. You know, everything is completely. Some of you guys might want to really kind of go through this with a fine-tooth comb, and they welcome that. And that's what I love about the team. They're live twice a week, doing absolutely great things for DeFi. So shout out to AJ Brockman and the team for continuing to be like a shining light in DeFi. I mean, I didn't shout out Aaron for Blue Protocol, so I normally do. Aaron's done amazing work recently with the Depth Protocol and Blue and gBLUE, and bringing it over to Aborean and Abstract chain. So massive shout out to them, and also shout out to Richie for SuiDex. So I've got two more to cover. So I want to show you something a little bit more risque right now. So if you're into something a little bit more DGM, this is paying out really, really well. It's quite new, hence why I got in. And this is called Arbcore. So basically it's an arbitration platform. The web page, or the web version, has been available since December so it's quite early, and they are paying out some extremely nice yields every single day right now. If you come down here to balances, you'll see on this account I've got $251. This auto withdraws every $10 profit, so I'm taking it all out, and once I'm on house money, then I'll start playing with that and go from there. So basically, as I said before, it's arbitration, so you can come down here and you can actually have a look on the arbitrage tab here, and you can click on the transaction IDs and stuff like that and see what the buys and sells are. So there is a degree of transparency here, which is unusual for arbitrage type bot things. So that's kind of why I got involved in this, but you can come down and search through those transaction IDs in your own time. But as you can see on my tab here, on under my, you can see the auto withdrawal happened again this morning, so I hit another $10 profit. It took it straight out into my wallet of choice. So I've done a separate couple of videos on this. I will link them as well if you're interested in that. But what you probably really want to hear about is how much this is earning per day. So for profitability percentages at the moment, these fluctuate as well, which is probably a good sign, because nothing can guarantee a yield. But Tether, which is a $50 minimum requirement to get in, that's making 1.28% per day. Solana you can also use, you can see here it's making 1.36, BNB 1.4, Bitcoin's 4.4, which is incredible, Ethereum, Polygon, and you can see some of these others are being beta tested, so they're soon going to have things like Ripple, Tron, Toncoin and everything like that. So this is definitely one that I was keeping an eye on for a couple of weeks. I was hearing very good things about it, so I decided to get in. I've done a couple of videos and it's going down really well. People are really enjoying it. But as I said before, I will never put my life savings in something like this. You are locking it up for 30 days. You can get your seed money back after 30 days, which is a good thing. It's not as long as some things are. So you're looking it up for hundreds of days. Definitely nothing like that. So I'm enjoying that. You can come down and have a look at the exchanges, for example. This is where they're doing the arbitrage. These are all the different exchanges they're using, and the contract that when you basically put some money in and start up a contract, their obligation is to fulfill 250%. So they're telling you it's going to take on average between 3 to 5 months to make 250%, and I think that's very reasonable. And obviously if this thing prints for a year, 2 years, 3 years, there's going to be a lot of very, very happy people in this, including myself. So that's Arbcore. As I said before, that's something I would consider a little bit more risky, because the team are out there, their faces are out there, which is good. A lot of these things they use, like AI voices and masks and stuff like that, they're not doing that. So the guys are actually out there, and there is actually a company name to it as well. You've got company 99 Capital Limited, and that's the business number there. So you can look into them, you can see about the company and all that sort of stuff. Come over to the website, I will leave the link. It is a referral link. You guys can also share your links as well. It's not like a ridiculous referral scheme, it is capped, which again is sensible, but you guys can join up if you want to support the channel. Use my link obviously if you want to, but you can also share your own links as well. If you want to make some affiliate rewards on it. It's a lot cheaper than marketing for a lot of companies as well. By offering some form of affiliate reward, it ends up being more effective and cheaper. So that's Arbcore. I'm going to move on to the last one. The reason I'm doing this last is not because it's not my favorite. It probably is my favorite right now. It's Depth Protocol, but because my laptop, I'm actually in the market for a new one. This is a very, very lightweight setup that I've got here in Mexico City. My powerful computer is back in the UK, so I'm using a slightly less powerful laptop. So when I go onto Depth Protocol, unfortunately, it tends to kind of sandbag my computer a little bit. But let's see how it works today. I'm going to give you a quick overview because I have done a separate video on this. So I'm going to close down my other tabs and hope and pray that this video comes out okay. And you can see in Depth Sol here, my account, I'm currently at the what level am I? I'm Bathial tier. Look, there's already $43 in there to claim. This thing is paying out with a kind of a healthy pullback, is paying out somewhere in the region, here we are, of $74.35 per day. So what I'm doing with that is I'm splitting that up. So I'm repaying back into gBLUE, as I mentioned earlier, the LP position. So that's still helping, because every time we buy into gBLUE, it's helping the ecosystem. So I'm swapping some of that back into gBLUE. I'm taking some, I'm diversifying a little bit, I'm taking a little bit of profit as well, and everything is helping the ecosystem. So I had to burn a ton of depth token, which is the new token that came out only to Gold Wallet. You can actually mint the first NFT for free. So basically you get various different levels of NFT, and each one will pay basically more as you descend deeper into the protocol. So I'm at kind of level 5. I'm about halfway in. It tells you what you have to do next if you want to go to the next level. For me, the next one is Abyssal, and I know exactly what it's going to cost me to get there. So I can stack some depth token ready to sort of buy the next NFT, and then I can sacrifice gBLUE, I can sacrifice depth to multiply my earnings at speed, basically. So if you sacrifice, you hugely increase how quickly you're getting the emissions from the NFT. So at the moment I'm maxed out, so I've got like 4x speed, so I'm going to get all of my emissions way faster than if I just got the NFT and didn't sacrifice it. It makes a massive difference to your daily income if you do the sacrifices. So it helps gBLUE, it sacrifices gBLUE, it helps depth because you're sacrificing depth. People are absolutely loving this. They've minted over 7,000 NFTs in 2 weeks. It's absolutely insane. People are finally understanding what this is. I was telling people not to fade this when I first heard about it, and there are people making a lot of income from depth. So it's great to see that doing so well. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. So there's some of the main protocols I'm using right now to earn daily yield, and these are things that I'm using to, for example, live out here in Mexico and not be tied to a geographical place. So DeFi is an absolute incredible opportunity right now, in my opinion. I want to remind you, none of it is financial advice. Please do your own due diligence. Don't copy me. But I'm going to be going through some other yield farming ideas and protocols and practices that we can use in future videos. So I hope you guys all have an absolutely amazing day, whatever you're doing. Stay bullish, and I'll see you all in the next video.